10 a.m. With that, I call this meeting now I call this meeting to order. Yung mga nag-serve nung eleksyon ng mga teachers, magkano ang ano nila, ang entitlement nila for being part of the election board? I think parang ganun. Yes.
Mr. Chair, the members of the electoral board were given allowances of 12,000, and very recently there was an pronouncement coming from the DBM that there will be an additional 2,000. Our election task force is monitoring the payment of the allowances of our teachers, and we're doing it via online polling so that we know how many of our teachers already have received their allowances.
Yung si Cabral, para sigurado lang, ano, how many teachers or personnel from the Department of Education were part of all the electoral boards in the whole Philippines?
Including all of those DESO and support staff,
Yes.
we have a total of more than 600 personnel who served during the last election.
More than 600,000,
Yes, sir.
but not more than... Kasi
But
kung...
But yeah, 600,000 plus, not more than 700.
So between 6 to 700,000 ang DepEd personnel, teaching or non-teaching, na nag-serve bilang nag-serve din sa electoral board.
Yes.
In various capacities.
Yes,
Ang
Mr.
pinakamataas doon would be yung head ng EB.
The highest of which could possibly be the superintendent who sit in the
As chairperson of the EB.
Mr. Chair, members of the board of canvasser.
Yes.
And then some of the principals as DESO or
Okay.
and some of which are chair of the electoral board.
Yes. Ang nakalagay na nakita ko was yung allowance would range between 8,000 to 12,000.
12,000 na.
Depende kung ano yung ang function na ginanap nila.
That's
And
correct.
then according to you, may bonus pa na additional 2,000.
That's correct, Mr.
Yes. Nag-umpisa na ba na mabigyan yung mga nag-serve dun sa eleksyon or hindi pa? When does this begin?
Based on our initial collection of data, as early as May 13,
Yes.
meron na pong nakatanggap ng mga teachers. Meron mabilis na nabayaran.
Meron. Would DepEd have the data or information out of the 6 to 700,000, ilan na doon ang nabigyan sa kanila yung full payment?
I'll get back to you in a while. I'll get to the
Yes,
election task force.
if
Mr.
possible,
Chair.
ano? Anyone who wants to clarify? Yes, Honorable Franz Castro is recognized.
Okay, clarification lang, Mr. Chair, kasi tinanong ko rin to sa DBM, yung additional na 2K, included na yun po sa 12,000. So, parang sinasabi ng DBM ngayon, ay ng COMELEC ngayon, Mr. Chair, dahil nga sa tagal nung election hours, no, magdadagdag yata ang DBM ng 1K, sabi ng COMELEC. So sana, pero itong 12K linawin lang natin, Mr. Chair, Mr. Chair, na itong 12K ay minus 20% pa na tax. So that is 9,600. Yung 11K naman, 8,800. Kasi meron pa yan na tax. So, yun, Mr. Chair. Ang tanong ko lang, Mr. Chair, meron bang mga untoward incidents against yung mga teachers natin? May mga
Honorable
reported
Castro,
ba?
para lang hindi ko na ubalikan, I want to confirm with you, ano? And confirm, DepEd, could you also confirm? So, yung 12,000, yan na yung top, except na may announcement na additional 1,000.
Yes, so yun po yung
Yes.
kinlarify natin
Yes,
sa
yung
COMELEC.
12,000 subject to 20% tax.
Yes.
Yung 1,000.
Wala pa, sinasabi. Pero dahil nasa batas yan, Mr. Chair, baka
Yes.
ma-deduct
Subject.
din ng 20K.
Yes,
20%.
could be confirmed the DepEd before the meeting ends? And ilan talaga?
Yes, Mr.
Yes,
Chair.
Honorable Castro, you still have the floor.
Yeah, meron bang report, Mr. Chair, sa DepEd, yung mga untoward incidents against our EBs or yung ating mga election personnel po? Meron ba kayong report?
Wala naman na ganon grabe na parang naipit or harassment on the part of teachers, but of course we recorded some instances within the precinct, but of course those matters are being elevated to the COMELEC task force because we don't have hand on that. But we tried to record all of those incidents that are happening inside the precinct, and our election task
Can you
force
give
rather-
us record, Mr. Chair? Halimbawa, yung example natatanong yung mga teachers, kasi nakita ko rin ito about doon sa, like for example, yung mga nag-overvoting, lumalabas kasi sa kanilang receipt, overvoting, undervoting, marami nagre-reklamong mga botante. Kaya yung teacher natin, yung pinagko-complainan or nagagalit sila. So meron bang, ilan po yung mga ganong data?
We'll get back to that, Mr. Chair. We have a robust and a report on every 12 hours during our task force. But just to answer, Mr. Chair, on the as of May 16, the total paid is 114,683, and the unpaid among the electoral board is 11,727. For the support staff, we have 84,089 paid, 10,956 unpaid. For the DESO, we have 16,697 paid, and unpaid is 2,621. For the DESO admin support staff, we have 16,532 paid and 2,721 unpaid. For the technical support, we have 17,810 paid and 2,456 paid. For the PDL chair and poll worker, meron po tayong 668 na paid at 109 na unpaid. So this is broken down along the several regions of the Philippines. The highest of which is Region 4A with of number of precincts with 11,965, Mr. Chair. We can provide.
Yes, so ang total mo na unpaid so far is about 30,000.
Yes.
And karamihan sa kanila sa Region 4A.
No, sir. Mr. Chair, what I'm mentioning is that mas marami po ang precinct, pero ang highest na may mataas na ang turnout ng payment is Region 3.
Region 3.
Yes.
So, Yuse Cabral, could you provide us na lang by today or sana by the end of this meeting yung exact figures? Mas maganda nga per region, yung paid, unpaid, and the reason bakit merong unpaid pa. Kasi, para alam natin, kasi pag lumapit dito sa committee, alam namin kung ano yung reason at kung kailan, based on that, malalaman natin kung kailan siguro sila mababayaran, kung may konting challenge lang.
We'll do the best, Mr. Chair, to get the reasons for some of the delay since the payment is not coming from us, but we'll try our best to get
Yes.
the background as to delays or probably some lags in the payment.
Sige. So, at least yun, And the second one, yung unang request ni Honorable Castro, yung report on yung mga incidents that were reported that happened, when could you submit to the committee?
We can submit within the day, Mr. Chair.
Honorable Castro, okay yun?
That is on the basis of the real-time reporting that we conducted during the election task
Sige.
force.
Sa pag-submit nyo, please also include an explanation kung ano yung sinubmit nyo.
Yes,
Yung sinasabi mo based on the real-time na
Yeah.
nasubmit sa inyo.
We'll do the transmittal letter, Mr. Chair, so that
Yes.
you can have a summary of what is contained in the report.
Honorable Castro?
Reminder na lang, Mr. Chair, kasi nasa batas natin, 15 days after election, dapat natanggap na ng buo ng mga election personnel yung honorarium ano na lang sa COMELEC. Yun, Mr. Chair. So, dapat matanggap na yun. Tapos, another one, yung service credits. 10 days na service credits, dapat meron na rin po kayong parang memo na mag-i-effect yun sa kanila, sa mga teachers po natin.
That's duly noted, Mr. Chair. Just to note lang that the grant of service credit is already a normal thing.
Okay.
And then that,
Tapos, yun na lang, Mr. Chair, no, paki-confirm sa COMELEC, kailan ibibigay yung additional 1,000. Thank you po.
Honorable Castro, bakit yung nabasa kong notice, 5 days yung service credit? 10 ba?
Na napadagdagan natin,
So, 10 na
Mr.
yan.
Chair.
Alright.
Oo, nagawa natin. Sa
Alright.
batas, 5. Tapos napadagdagan natin during the, yung...
Yes. So para maliwanag, may deadline, 15 days after May 12, na dapat fully paid lahat ng teaching and non-teaching ng DepEd that participated in the election day as a poll watcher to election board. Sa yung iba-ibang posisyon. Second, yung 12,000 yung maximum, subject to a 20% tax. And then may 1,000 na i-check ninyo na in-announce na additional, which probably will also tanong rin kung subject yun to the tax rin. At yung 10-day service leave, sabi niyo automatic yun, pero at least i-report lang sa amin na complied lahat. Para on record dito, okay tayo.
we will do, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Honorable Vlad o Benjo? Honorable, sige, Vlad and Benjo.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Una-una, congratulations po sa inyo at sa ating mga binigyan muli ng press mandate ng mga kinatawan dito. Siguro, Mr. Chair, manifestation na lang kasi nabanggit na ni Honorable Castro yung gusto ko sana sabihin, yun nga pong tama yun. Ano? Hindi naman po talaga makukuha yung buong 12,000. In fact, sa report ay 10,200. Tapos yung mas mababa doon, 9,935. Kaya nga po sana, Mr. Chair, sa amin, sa Alliance of Concerned Teachers, ay mapag-aralan na rin. Kasi sabi nga namin, buwis-buhay na nagbantay ang mga teachers, pero binubuwisan pa din, ano? Kasi nga subject to sa buwisan nito. No? Tapos tama po rin po yung nabanggit na talagang may additional 5, no? From 5 days minimum, tapos additional 5. At sana, Chair, pasamantalahin ko na yung pagkakataon. Kasi sa ilang mga report, may mga teacher, hindi siguro sa NCR, meron talagang umuwi ng alas 3, alas 4, alas 5. Sana makita rin, Mr. Chair, ng ating DepEd, ng COMELEC, no, kung nandito sila, yung talagang nagbantay dahil nga dun sa ilang aberya doon sa makina. Ilan po, maraming salamat, Mr. Chair.
Yusek Willie, yung note ni Vlad na huli, yung tungkol sa, meron kasi maaga naman natapos, merong hindi, just to inform the body, the committee, kung merong special na bibigay kasi as of now hindi naman namin alam eh. We will wait for your advice.
Mr. Chair, for extension of service, it's clear in our policy that every 8 hours it is considered as 1 day. So, ano po yan, aggregate. Say, for example, you rendered 8 or 14 hours, then it's computed on the basis of that. So, for those who have rendered beyond 8 hours, it's just a matter of reporting to the appropriate office in the division, and it will be processed. That's very clear po.
So Yusek Willie, kunyari 10 hours sila, they will get the 12,000 plus a proportion of the 12,000, 2 hours sa 12,000. Tama ba yan?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Parang,
So-
but basta for every 8 hour, that is equivalent to 1 day of service credit.
For every, yun nga, what does that mean for every 8 hours? Kailangan naka full 8 hours?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So kunyari nga 10 hours ka, hindi
Yes.
ka ano?
You have 1.4, 1.5. I mean, we count the...
Yes, so may proportional sa
May proportion,
12,000.
yes, proportion, yeah.
Tama ba yun, Vlad?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Actually, isang problem nga din namin talagang, actually sa ngayon, Mr. Chair, alas 5 nagsimula eh. Dahil nga dun sa pribileyo ng PWD, di ba?
Correct.
Pero sa actual po, Mr. Chair, pero talaga ang mga teacher, alas 3 pa lang ng umaga, and that election day ay nandun na, no? Kaya sana makita rin po ng DepEd yun, Mr. Chair, na alas 3 nagsimula, tapos may mga umuwi talaga. Diba, sa Quezon City Hall, na-report namin, maaga ako na kasi alas 3 ng umaga, may ano na po, May 17 na, 24 hours po siya, nasa loob po talaga ng alaman sa school, pero nasa City Hall. Sabihin, kinukonsider po ba yon Mr. Chair, na lagpas na talaga sa 8 oras, 24 oras nga.
Oo. Wouldn't it be hindi ba Vlad yung reasonable interpretation of that parang regular work day. So, kunyari ang regular work day papasok ka ng 7:00 ng umaga. Syempre yung may travel time ka pero hindi siya counted, di ba? Hindi ba parang ganoon dapat 'yon or mali ba yung interpretation ko?
Meron, Mr. Chair, ipe-prepare mo pa rin po kasi yung eskwelahan, sabihin kung alas 5, alas 3.
Correct. But the moment you are at school, dumating ka doon, yun yung point of reckoning
Yes,
start,
po.
di ba?
Yes,
Pero kasi sinabi mo yung travel time eh.
Ang sabi ko po, Mr. Chair, alas 3, nasa school na po siya.
Okay. Oo.
Yes, po.
Kung ganun, kasama yun. O, di ba? Obviously.
Mr. Chair, that's part of the
Yes.
service rendered.
Vlad, part of what?
Service rendered.
Service rendered. So, wala na tayong issue. Kunyari, 3 pumuntang school mismo kasi kailangan niya i-prepare yung ballots, kailangan niya ma-brief. Part yun from that point on, start na yung 8 hours. Correct?
That's correct, Mr. Chair.
And then, pag alis niya ng school, or pag tapos na yung hindi, walang delivery dapat eh. Transmission yun. Pero, may special case na nag-deliver. Pero, paano kung kasi transmission pa rin yun eh. It happened via transmission. So, upon delivery, okay. Pero yun, kuha natin yun.
That's part of the service
Vlad,
rendered.
Honorable Castro, satisfied tayo sa sagot?
Linawin ko lang, Mr. Chair, no?
Yes.
So, 5 o'clock nagsimula yung botohan ng mga senior, persons with disabilities, at saka yung mga buntis po. Tapos, after that, Mr. Chair, ang tapos ng botohan ay 7 p.m. After that, so magta-transmit yung teacher. So, in Quezon City, nasaksihan ko, Mr. Chair, mga 10 o'clock pa lang nagdadatingan yung mga teachers or 11. Tapos hanggang sa madaling araw pa. So, doon dapat i-cover yung yung overtime pay na sinasabi po ng DepEd.
We are all on the same page tayo ng intindi kung paano i-calculate yung 8 hours and the additional 8 hours.
Yes, Mr.
Okay,
Chair.
sure yan
Yes.
Okay, okay tayo? Sir Benjo?
Halos nasabi na po ni Sir Vlad, no? Pero reiterate ko lamang po, no? Kasi like in the case of Dasmariñas po, no? Umabot talaga yan ng umaga, no? And then nabasa pa sa ulan yung mga teacher po natin doon, ano po. Tama po 'yun, ano? Ang call time ay 4 o'clock, no? Yun yung pinaka-late, no? 4 o'clock. So, yun yung call time. So, doon nagsimula po 'yan. And in fact, even before naman po, ang computation ng COMELEC doon sa per diem, no? At saka doon sa honoraria po, no, na tinatawag ngayon ay 8 oras. Pero iba kasi itong case na to, 8 oras po ito na tuloy-tuloy. In fact, 2 gabi na walang tulog si teacher. Dahil kung 4 o'clock po siya expected ng umaga, no, syempre yung travel time niya, let's say 1 oras, yung gising niya, anong oras kaya yon? So wala siyang tulog the day before the election and the night before the election. And the night, no, after the election, wala pa rin siyang tulog. No? So, yun po yun. Kaya isa po doon sa aming demands. We have submitted po, no, our position paper and recommendations, no, to the COMELEC. No? Unfortunately, hindi yata namin na ipasa sa DepEd, sir. Sorry. No? Pero kasama po yan, ano po, yung overtime pay. And of course, no, tiyakin din po, no, yung mga health workers po, no, yung ating health provision ng health services po, no, doon sa ating mga polling places, no. At saka yung binanggit din ni Honorable Castro, yung automatic dapat yung grant ng service credit. Hanggang ngayon po yung last election po, marami pa rin naghihintay ng service credit na hindi pa approved, no. Iba-iba po ang ginagawa po ng kada division. No, halimbawa po sa Parañaque medyo mas mabagal, di ba? Sa Pasay medyo mas mabilis. May ganun po tayo, no, na comparison po na lumabas nung huli po naming mga pulong po, no. And yun sana, no, kung kaya po natin, sir, no, of course, no, hindi naman ito DepEd na trabaho, di ba? Pero kaya natin dapat yung clustered precinct, ibaba naman natin ang bilang, wag naman natin isagad sa 5, no, sa 10 1,000, no? Maximum 1,000 voters po. Ang hirap po talaga niyan, ano po. Tapos hinabaan natin yung oras ng pagboto. 'Di ba? Napakahirap po noon. Sana mas maiksi yung oras ng pagboto at mas maraming clustered precinct mas maraming polling stations po, no? Para hindi naman po napapagod both yung voters at saka yung mga guro po natin, ano? And ayun, no? Lastly, yun pong ito ay hindi rin COMELEC, hindi rin DepEd, no? Sa Congress po ito, no? Kung kaya pa po natin, ano, i-push pa rin yun pong tax exemption dito, no? Hinintay pa rin po namin yan, ano, Ma'am Castro, nung kasing interview sa akin kahapon po, no? Nung tinanong kung taxable ba yung 1,000, ano? Sabi ko kasi yung 1,000 additional on top of the 12,000 for the EB chair. Kasi yung DBM po, no, medyo nagkalituhan po kasi sabi sa amin meron daw additional 2,000. Hindi naman din totoo dahil alam na namin matagal na, ano po. As early as February 2024, in-announce na po yan ni Chairman Garcia. Tapos nakalagay din po yan sa October 2024, no, general instructions po ng COMELEC, di ba? Kaya nagulat kami few days before the election, dadagdagan daw, no? Nung nakita namin yung report, dadagdagan gagawing 12,000. Yung dati ng 12,000. So hindi po, no. So dapat na-clarify naman na po, no. Yung 1,000 na lang po, no. Hinihintay na lamang namin doon. Sabi sa akin nung nag-interview, ang sabi daw ng COMELEC hindi siya taxable. Well, kung hindi taxable yung additional 1,000, well and good. But I doubt, di ba? Kasi po kasama siya sa honoraria. Di ba? Yun lamang po, sana mai-push pa rin, ano. At sana hindi na mabito ng ating Pangulo kung sakasakali. Thank you, Chair.
Mr. Chair, comment lang.
Honorable Castro.
Oo, tama yung sinabi ni Sir Benjo, Mr. Chair. Yung clustered precinct, kasi naobserbahan ko din, ang mga teachers kasi, may mga botante pa after 7 p.m. Yung mga clustered precinct, Mr. Chair, dati 3 lang yan per clustered precinct. Ngayon nakita ko mga 5 to 6. So ibig sabihin na dagdagan ng botante. Bawat clustered precinct kaya hirap yung mga teacher. Kaya siguro take into consideration din ng DepEd yung welfare naman ng teacher. No, pagdating ng ng eleksyon, makita nyo rin yun na hindi pa pwedeng papayag lagi tayo sa COMELEC na pipigain nila yung ating mga EB dahil doon sa pagdaragdag, Mr. Chair, ng mga presinto. So yun dapat tignan din.
Thank you, Honorable Castro. Yusek Willie, tanong ko lang, akala ko automatic na yung service credit leave. Bakit parang may comment kanina na meron pang dating hindi nabibigay or something like that?
Doon po kasi sa process ng pag-file ng service credit, it has to go through a certain process of declaring that they have rendered their service subject to submission of some documents. So it's not automatic in a sense na walang record dapat na masasubmit. When I say earlier that's automatic, it means that it is already covered in the policy. But of course, it has to go through certain procedure so that the one handling and verifying as well. Kasi baka ho merong mag-submit ng application for the grant of service credit, but there is no supporting document. Kasi that's also something that the HRMO should verify prior to approval. So it has to go through certain process at kinlaro na po namin yung procedure in some of the implementing guidelines that we issue when we revise the grant of service credit, increasing it from 15 days to 30 days and 45 for new hires.
Benjo, baka naman pwede mong i-check yon kasi based sa narinig namin ngayon kay Yusek Willie, pag merong delay na nangyari, chances are either na-delay mag-submit or nag-submit man, hindi complete yung documents to be attached. So pwede nyo bang, para sa next hearing, pwede natin ma-present yan kung hindi yun yung kaso?
Yes, sir. Kukunin po namin yung eksaktong mga divisions po.
Yes. Para alam, di ba, para we can move forward na ma-correct natin kung saan yung may mistake. So with that, para maliwanag, yung unang issue, the DepEd has clearly stated, but please correct me if I'm wrong, walang intention, walang pag-uusap na gumawa ng grade 13. Fake news yun, hindi nanggaling sa DepEd yun. Pangalawa, yung allowances to be given to the teaching and non-teaching personnel of DepEd that served during the election day, maliwanag yun, it ranges from 8 to 12,000. Merong dinidiscuss na na-announce na additional 1,000. So far, yung 8 to 12, subject to tax yun. Yung 1,000, dinidiscuss pa, pero chances are all income of whatever nature, so mapapasok rin yun sa taxable.
income.
Ang hinihiling sa atin ng ibang teacher groups, kung pwede tayo for the future to, again, file a bill, hopefully maging batas na matax exempt yung mga allowances given to teaching and non-teaching personnel who serve during election day. So I think everyone is COMSEC mag-prepare na yon para ma-file na natin